Surrey's Steve Davis scored his first 100 of the season and just his second in 2 years for his county as they continue to dominate their LV County Championship match against Leicester on the second day at Grace Road. Davis resumed on 54 with his side already well placed on 122 for 2, meaning that they began this morning only 45 runs behind their hosts, who were dismissed for just 167 on the first day. One good thing from that day for Leicestershire had been the performance of Championship debutant Rob Taylor, who hit 70, and he now added his maiden wicket to that as Xander de Brain dragged a delivery back onto his stumps to be bowled for 31. The deficit stood at 17 at the fall of that wicket, but Davis ensured that his side moved into the lead as he moved through the numbers by collecting the odd boundary here and there in a stand of 34 with Tom Maynard. The former Glamorgan man had made 10 of those when he gave Taylor his second wicket by driving the left-arm medium pacer on the up to Greg Smith in the covers. That brought Jason Roy to the crease and he got his innings going with a big straight 6 off Claude Henderson. Davis scored 1 ton for Surrey last season, 137 against his former county Worcestershire, and he now added to that by cutting Jigger Nake for a couple to bring up his 100 shortly before lunch. It had been a fine knock, taking in 196 deliveries with 15 fours amongst them. By lunch he was still there with Surrey on 237 for 4 to lead by 70, and he continued on after the break as Surrey went in pursuit of a very big first innings advantage. He'd taken that lead to 99 when he was finally out in the 70th over. Henderson got him for 121 as Davis fell back on a cut shot and put the ball into the hands of Taylor. It ended an excellent effort after nearly 4.5 hours at the crease. Leicestershire, who began this match without a win since early April and so had little to play for, did not give up. A slow flighty delivery did for Roy, who missed time to hit off Henderson, to Ned Eckersley, who just about held on at mid-off. Roy was out for 46 at 281 for 6 and with the lead now standing at 114. It didn't stand there for long as Chris Jordan and Gareth Batty combined to add another 36 runs for the 7th wicket, mostly against the second new ball, to take their side well past 300. Jordan had contributed 16 to that when he pulled a short delivery from Nathan Buck back onto his own stumps, and the innings fell away a bit after that. Having picked up his maiden first-class wicket by trapping Mark Ramprakash in front on the previous evening, Shiv Thakur got a second by removing Stuart Meeker in the same way. And he made it 3 LBWs next ball as he saw the back of Tim Linley for a golden. Thakur was unable to earn his stripes with a hat-trick and Batty then took Surrey's lead to 176. He was the last man out for 40, gloving a leg-side delivery from Taylor behind as he ended with debut figures of 3 for 53, with 17-year-old Thakur taking 3 for 57. Both will be well pleased with their efforts. They'd helped dismiss Surrey for 343, and now it was the job of the batsmen to make inroads into that substantial first innings deficit. However, they'd knocked off only 19 when Linley produced a beauty to have Matthew Boyce taken behind for 3. Bad light soon drove the players from the field, but they returned to give the home side a tricky few overs to deal with. But Will Jefferson survived them just. He played a few shots and ended the day on 38, although he was caught in the slips off a Jordan no ball. He did also survive a strong appeal for leg before, off Batty, who pleaded with the umpire to give it. He didn't, but he did raise a finger to see off Smith, who nicked Batty behind to end what was a memorable day for Davis. Shortly after that, the players went off again, not to return, with Leicestershire finishing on 66 for 2 in their second innings. So they will resume on the third day of this match, still trailing by 110 runs.